we have a special guest. Actually, I'm a guest on his show, but we're going live on my stream simply for the fact that we are having a little bit of technical difficulties, nothing that we can't oversee. But anyways, my name is Justin, and my guest today is none other than Stephen Loney. Welcome in,
What's
Stephen.
good? What's good, bro? Bro, what's
Also,
good, man?
we also have Little
Actually,
Jason Jr. here. Let's go.
all right. Can you hear me okay over there, my
Yes, sir.
brother?
Hear you just fine.
Oh
How about
man,
you right
cool.
here, people? Let's go.
That's what's
Yes,
up,
we
man.
can hear you.
But I want to get some things corrected, man. Hey, this ours right here. This ain't just mine. It's us together out here, coast to coast, man. That's what we're doing right here. We actually get an opportunity where I'm on the East Coast, you out there on the West Coast, and we want to talk to everybody
Let's go.
all in between, right? So that's
Let's
what we're
do it.
doing here, man. So
That's
both of
right.
us podcasters, but we say we're gonna come together and we're gonna have some conversation where we can talk real talk, we can talk real life, and also we can talk real solutions. So we're not gonna point to the problem, we're gonna talk through the problem and also talk about results so others can have some wins as well. Listen to us. So we're just gonna talk about it, man. How you doing, bro?
Super good, man. Too blessed to be stressed, too anointed to be disappointed. And what'd you say? Too grateful to be hateful. Let's go. He
There it
trying to get
is. There it is. What's up, little Jay? How you doing, my guy?
Hey, Steven, how you
You hanging
doing?
out with your pops and us?
Say hello to everybody else. We're live. There's people seeing us over here. People seeing us over here. Say, hey, everybody. So, yes, happy Sunday to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in. If you're catching the after replay, thanks for joining us there too. So, again, we're here. Steven and I decided that we're going to start our own podcast with his brand and mine as well, Justin Forming You and Men on the Rise. And we thought it'd be a great idea to get in here together as a unit and kick this thing off together. He's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. So where he's at right now, I believe it is 9:30 where you're at, right?
Yeah, man.
6:30 where
Yeah.
I'm at. So we wanted to come together. Two heads are better than one, and we both have the same vision, and that's really to get seen and be heard by the people and start getting people into our programs and what we're doing and invite them into what we're doing so we can uplift men as well as families and other people. So for the most part, we're here for the Men on the Rise and just informing you at the moment, and we are going live because we want to reach the whole entire world. So, welcome in everybody. All right, Steven, let us know what you
Yeah,
got,
man.
brother.
No doubt, man. Again, this is Stephen Loney, man. I'm over here in the South Carolina, right here outside of anybody know Charlotte, in one of the cities close by me. But yeah, man, it's enjoying an opportunity to be able to serve men and just do great things for the last 20 plus years. But our main focus even here is not just to actually join us in our community, but we want to be able to show you by adding value to your life, by giving you some opportunities to hear through our journeys and things we may have learned through our ups and downs, and even hear our struggles on how we overcome certain things that inspire you to know that you're not alone. We all go through life, but it's about not giving up, but getting up and keep on pressing forward in order to get to that place where you call to be. And so through this conversation, we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about our wins. We're going to talk about losses. And talk about those opportunities to keep pushing. So, man, I'm excited about getting into this conversation today, man. So while we're getting there, man, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on in your life right now. How things been going so far for you?
And I just recently received my certification for an AI consultant. That took a bit of work. It was like I joined in August, and both you and I are both AI consultants, and you're working on getting your certification. And I finally got it after about 2 months of solid work. It was actually probably about a solid month of work, and super proud for that. I think the devil's been creeping in, to be honest with you guys. It seems like with every level, there's another devil, right? And it seems like just recently, I'm just going to be a little bit more transparent than usual, that it feels like, a wave of like some negative has come through for me personally. It's all internal. There's nothing really external that I can have or blame or say. It's just, but it's been like heavy for some reason, since I got my certification. Even before, it's been like, it's been times have been tough inside internally, and I can't really say why. I'm typically the type of person, I wake up in a good mood, I go to sleep in a good mood, I'm positive, and I always thought that was just kind of the way I had an option for that. But now I'm seeing like I'm 43. I don't know what it is, but again, like I said, every level is another devil, and so I've been going through it, man. I've been really going through some hard times, and I'm actually learning a lot from it. And because typically I would go run to drugs or alcohol or vaping or something, but I don't have. I chose not to have any coping mechanisms, so I'm dealing with this stuff head on. I'm not going and running from anything or trying to figure it out. I've been praying and saying, God, whatever this is, I'm not going to try to understand or figure whatever it is you got going for me. I'm just sitting through it. I'm going to let it pass. And so it's been up and down, up and down. But for the most part, man, it's been a struggle the past few weeks. But one thing I've learned is I, I'm just excited to have the good times, even the bad times, even the times that we consider to be hard. And like, I'm grateful for those times because I really didn't know how good I had it until recently, until I've been down and out. And I'm like, man, I didn't being happy all these days. Again, I just thought this was kind of like a way of life. I thought that was me choosing to be happy. And if anybody
Mhm.
knows me, you guys know that I'm a jovial person. I'm joyful. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm like an upbeat kind of person. And so for that not to be the case is, it's good to sit with. It's good to be like,
Mhm.
well, whatever this is, I'm just gonna let it just pass through me, and not have to figure it out. So that's kind of where I've been at with it. Life's good, but like I said, for every level, there's another devil, brother. So that's how I've been. How
Yeah,
you been?
man. Man, I want to kind of talk on that before I get on to mine because I've been very similar. You know, and before I did, we talked about a week or so ago, I think it was, and you shut through text. You were telling me, you kind of feeling like you've been going through some depression, this kind of some things been heavy on you. And so I said I wanted to hear your voice, and as we got a chance to have a conversation, I was like, yo, I wish we could record this, but the truth of it was, when I got a chance to talk to you, telling me what's on your heart, and you was talking about you're not just happy. And I kind of told you about something that I believe that I learned in the scriptures, and it was talk about God didn't promise happiness, but He promised us joy.
Right.
He said, if you seek through one of His fruits, is joy. And joy doesn't mean that it's based on your emotions, based on the situation you're in. It's based on a lifestyle, a decision
Right.
that you make in spite of what things are going on around you.
Mm,
So you can have joy in the midst of your storm. And so after we got finished talking about it, we realized, man, hey, it's not that life is doing anything else than being life, but I still can be in a good space in spite of with the situation on the outside. And so, not saying that every day you're
right.
gonna sometimes have good moments, bad moments, and sometimes you can have both of them at the same time, but it's still not losing your joy. And so even with that, my week has been very challenging as well, man. Like I said, I've had some things. Like I said, I got some great things happening. One of the challenges for me is I'm used to always moving. So I was in my other business was a lawn care business. My season has slowed down. So for so long, I'm always up and going, sun up, sun down. Now the shift is here. Now it's kind of depressing that I don't move as much. And so sometimes you don't feel like you're being as productive because not saying you're
Mm,
not getting things done, but you don't, it's just not as seen as you would in the other season. And so being able to know that it's a different work, but you still moving the needle, being okay with the change
right.
and know that you are accomplishing what you set out to do. And so it's an adjustment. And sometimes you got to speak to yourself because if you don't speak to yourself will speak to you. So that's some
Mm,
things
ooh-wee,
I myself
ooh-wee.
had to deal with too, like the next person. But you I always tell you, winners do what? Winners win. So I had to talk myself and speak to my day before
Amen.
I even go into my day. And throughout the day, I have to keep reminding myself of what's going on is we're winning. And so that's been me. I'm not gonna say everything has been all positive in every situation. Sometimes, like this here recently, I had to redo my whole team, and that was a challenge, man. That was a
Mm,
whew, big start over, So, but it's good because now I'm able to clean some things out in order to rebuild the right way or a better way. And so it's an uphill swing, but I'm welcome to the new season I'm in. And so with that, man, like I say,
right.
a lot of good stuff we're working towards in the next coming weeks. We redoing,
Uh-oh.
start a new
Is it you or me?
community with our men. We're gonna have something much bigger. I don't want to release anything yet, but here in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna be sharing. We're gonna be putting that word out there. We're also gonna be collaborating with some great people. And one of my things I told them I can't take a C level into my next season. If we're not gonna give it all, we're not going at all. And so that's what
Oh,
I'm. Yes, we ain't taking no
that's what I like to
C's no
hear.
more. Nah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but yeah, man,
Amen.
if you can, man, let's just kind of
Amen.
dig us out, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, what we're here to do today, man, we want to talk about real talk. We want to talk about real situations, and then we also want to talk about real results. And so we don't want to just kind of fluff it out. We don't want to be talking to like we got it all together, but we're gonna talk through a few things. So we're gonna dig into some talk, man. If you can, let me just hear what's been happening. Like I say, we both are in a space where we're doing AI now. We both working to embrace something that for me was, well, not saying brand new, but it's new, and it's something that it can actually help you. And actually, I had a chance to speak last week a couple of times on different rooms, and really sharing on to some students, sharing it in some different rooms, and speaking on some platforms about what we're doing with some stuff in AI. And I want to kind of just talk about your experience, because some people may feel like, oh man, that's the devil. They don't like it, and but this is giving them a different view. I always say it's a paradigm shift. A person will be ignorant about something, may have their own preconceived notions about it until they actually come into the understanding of something. So mine is basically, I'd rather be in the driver's seat versus being on the passenger side and allowing somebody else to tell me how and I can do a thing with this. So even though I may not use every tool, I may not choose or ever want to do anything with it, but at least you know about it. And I think that knowing is something that you have
Right.
as
Yeah.
controlling of what you do with it. So let me just hear you speak a little bit about it. This been your journey, with your experience, just before we even talk about any tools. Let's just kind of hear how it's working for you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually glad you asked, because again, one thing I'm good at is being transparent, and I'm gonna go ahead and say like this. So I had even prayed just recently to actually ask God, saying, is this the path I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be choosing? Because a lot of this, I wouldn't say turmoil, but like some of this depression or the stress and anxiety and stuff has come on since and I wouldn't say right when I joined the AI stuff, but I just had to stop and take and reflect on, is this my journey? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know what I mean? So I prayed about it and prayed about it. And there's been a little bit of questioning in that sense of like, am I in the right space? Am I in the right, am I doing the right thing by joining this? And again, one thing I want to add is that when you're moving in the direction of your success or whatever it is that you something that you may have not have done before, there's going to be certain things that are probably going to want to grab you and keep you, hold you back, like doubts in your mind. I mean, we all know that the devil is good at making us believe he's not there. It's in our mind. You know what I mean? But even those little inklings of negativity can add up to a whole lot. So I've had to pray about this. Like, is this the right direction? And this is something that I feel called to. I feel called to do this AI stuff because, again, like what you just said was, it's if you don't necessarily use it for good, at least you know how to use it if it isn't good. At least you know how to use it if somebody was going to be ill against what you're doing. And I'm only saying this because I don't really truly know where this AI is going. I know what I want from it. I want to be ahead of it, and I want to be able to grasp a hold of it. But I don't necessarily truly know if this is where I'm supposed to be. But I feel like this is my calling because I have a drive for it. I've been getting up early in the morning. I've been wanting to do this. And like, again, I've done the fatherhood stuff. And so that's one thing that me and you're going to touch on too, is you being men on the rise and me, a fatherhood coach. And in that realm, there's going to be, we're going to, be able to bind those two and be able to do a lot of great things with that for the positive in men. Because in our business world, where me and Steven are at right now inside the AI world, there are a majority, it's probably like 90% women. And from my experience, you know what I mean? And I don't know if me and you talked about this before, Steven, or not, but when we get in these rooms, it's legitly 90% women, which is, it's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is like, it's almost like there's very few men in this field anymore, which is, that's good. It shows that women are on the rise too. Women are wanting to make change and be independent and do what they're doing. So, but there is a real calling for men out here too, for men, especially fathers and men on the rise, people who've been down or people who may not have had the most success. We want to lift those guys up. So for the AI space, I feel like it's a great place for me because I have the want and the need to help others. And I feel like this is one way to do that. We all know that AI is moving at the speed of AI, and that, things are shifting as we speak. This is a revolution, whether you guys know it or not. And this is probably the only revolution I'll be able to see, maybe even you, Stephen, in our lifetime. And so I want to be able to take a hold of this and run with it. And I'd rather be ahead of the pack instead of the back. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I feel like, the AI and being in a revolution, I want to be, one of the people to be it paved the way, so to speak. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I want to be able to, be a leader with this, but I've also had to take a step back and ask, is this the right path for me? Because I don't really know. I'm not really sure, but it feels like it's right to me. So that's kind of where
Man,
I'm
I
at with it. How about
appreciate your
you, Stephen?
transparency. I appreciate you speaking on that because that's exactly, even for me going into this space, is figuring out how do I fit. And it's not always just running directly and try to model or mimic somebody else who's shown themselves to be successful in this space, but find out who do you speak to, who's your niche, who's the people that you rock with, and find out how it fits. And so this last week has been a cleansing. It's been a time where I had to sit still, had to learn something different, and it's just today. Me, and I want to thank you again, Justin, for introducing me and welcoming me into your community. Was it Biz Academy? And yeah,
Biz
Biz
Success
Success
Academy. Yep.
Academy. And there, some of your ladies who are in that space, Miss Charisse and Charlene, I've joined with them to
Yep.
really go into business, allow them to help coach me, but also hire them to restructure and to put me together. Now, I said, I'm about a C level. Sharice told me that now you about a 1.5. I said, so anyway, I've been surviving in business for quite some time. I ain't gonna say I've been thriving, but I've been surviving in business for quite some time. But having someone who has been very successful with business and really bring you in and show you some things that you wasn't clueless about, it's been very helpful. So they've been able to help me to think through, to try to process, and also put me on a journey to really talk to the people that I've been first called to. It's a difference between a calling and a work. A work is what you get paid to do. A calling is what you've been made to do. I don't know if y'all heard me. A
Yeah,
work
yeah,
is
come
what
on.
you've been paid to do, but a calling is what you've been made to do. Ah,
Ooh-wee.
put that on the shirt. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh-wee.
And so what I'm saying is knowing that
Yes.
I've been made to, I didn't choose to. God chose me almost like Moses years ago when I was like, I don't think I'm qualified because I'm 20 some years old and you telling me to go ahead and serve men. I was the leader of a men's ministry that I was like, I'm still green around the neck myself. I still ain't got it together. And God said, nah, I chose you in this space, even with your messed up stuff. That's why I chose you. and, and he gonna show me along the way. So through that process, man, I've been just learning and growing and just been faithful in serving men for a long time. And now I was introduced to this field, and I feel that I need to shift from doing this to that. But now I understand I need to do this and that together, and it's coming together to show me. And so I share that to you because sometimes you don't know everything, but you have to be faithful with the thing as it's maturing. You can't sometimes just cut something off because you found something else. You might have to still you do with this while you learning that and you finding out how to use this with this. And so for me, it's been learning that. It's been learning how to still speak and go to the prisons and share it and love on men and still do my men's community and grow my men's community and invite AI in this community. And in doing that,
Right.
and being patient is allowed to mature that way. And so I was sitting down with them today, and we come together with a 90-day game plan to do some things in the men's community. And like I told you, the next week you're gonna be hearing me release some more about what that looks like. And then we're gonna infuse AI into what we're doing. We're going to infuse some of the other things I'm doing into it. And so we're growing one thing, doing one thing great, and then you can expound and bring other things to the table. But doesn't mean you have to stop a thing, but you have to be willing to wait. It's time to grow it. It's almost like playing baseball. When you at the bat, some of us want to swing for the fences and hit a home run, but sometimes you got to get on first base before you run the second base. Then you can run the third, and then you go home.
Right.
So you have to be willing to allow the
Right.
process of come to get on base in order to get around to your home plate. Okay, so that's exactly where I'm at right now. I'm setting myself up to get on first base, be successful at being on first base, and then we can move to the next base, and eventually we're gonna find ourselves getting home. But we got to be okay with being faithful for what season that you find yourself in. And I'm telling anybody. Sometimes I
Yeah.
tell my son, I gonna say, but that sometimes you
Hey.
got to can't be swinging for the fence, son. Get on base, win the day. And I have to find myself doing that same thing, even when you don't see progress, but you got to be committed to the process. You might not see progress, but you got to be
Ooh-wee.
committed to the process of just doing that right
Right.
activity,
Yeah.
not just any activity. For so long, in so many different ways, I was just throwing dirt at the wall, throwing, hoping something stick. But now, when you get around a team that can actually give you the true steps that's going to help you, you have to be okay being a student to that process of doing what you need to do, and watch it come together. And that's just been me so much
Yeah.
right now. Is to take a step
Yeah.
back, be a student again, be okay, and just do the small things well that I know to do. That's been enough for me, bro.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you mentioned your son. Well, and one thing I love about being able to do this
Mm-hmm.
stuff here from home is I'm able to incorporate my son into this. I'm not like go church at the door. It's good because
Uh-huh.
we have kids. You know what I mean? The kids are part of our life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Men on the rise and fatherhood. These are things that we're able to have our kids being part of this. I love this because he sees me suit up and do what I'm doing, and this is success. You know what I mean? I may not be a millionaire yet, but this is success.
Mm-hmm.
We're men on the rise. You know what I mean? We're doing what we need to do. And so being able to have my son here, he's able to see firsthand what it takes to be able to get up in front of the camera. Because there was a time where he wouldn't even get up in front of
Uh-huh.
the camera, bro. He was too shy. Now, like he's asked me to brush his hair, he's asked me to get up here, and I love seeing him
Yeah.
see me do this because you know what I mean. It's setting that tone, it's setting the bar of where he can and could be as well. So, he sees me get up, suit up, and do what I need to do, and I love that. So he's here with me today because I want him to see this journey. I want for him to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of this. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? So, I'm just glad to have him here with me. It means a lot to me.
How
So,
long will it be?
how long will it be? We'll be here for
Yeah,
another 30
man.
minutes.
How you doing over there, man? What's on your shirt? King. That's what's up, man. You're young king in the making. That's what's up, man. That's cool,
Go.
brother. And look
Yeah,
what I
let's
had on my
go.
head. I got a lion. It's
What's
a
his name?
king of the jungle. All right.
He got it
Yeah,
says King on it too. It says King on it
yeah,
too.
it's yeah.
Let's
So I'm
go.
on it
So
too.
yeah.
But
So let's talk a little bit about what our growth looks like. Where we're going
man,
at, both of us together, because I know me and you talking
man,
about some
I'm
big
gonna
things,
tell you,
bro.
man. And I have to be careful in this space. And this is something even we were talking about today. You have to certain things you have to be willing to do. And this is something I live on every day. You certain people, I think about this. You have to make education. It takes also exposure, and it takes execution. Those three components is something I live on. That's even I'm not sure when we talk to the men on the rise, and that's my organization, my men's group. We always talk about educate. What are you learning about? What are you teaching yourself? How are you going about it? Are you intentional? Or are you just happening to find out information on the fly? You have to be intentional on learning. So every day I either listen to books,
Right.
I'm on Zooms, I'm in communities. I'm always around people who are actually giving me some information that can help grow me. But you also got to be careful getting too much information and not executing. I know I find myself sometimes having to
Right.
shout
Yeah.
out from being in certain rooms because I was just information overload and so much and he wasn't applying it. So now I'm like,
Right.
I'd rather learn less and do that what I learned than to learn a whole lot and not do much at all. It just confuse you because you got too much
Right.
overload. So like I say, you learn, you do.
Yeah. Well, they say what? Chase two
Yeah.
rabbits, you catch
And
none,
chase
right?
two rabbits at one time. You can't ride two
Right.
boxes at one time. You got to ride one. And that's the same thing.
Uh,
So you gotta. You mean it's good to have different information, and you have to process where it fits now. Because even with the team today, and I was kind of laying all these different things out to them, but pretty much like just got it all out. So when I got it all out, now we're able to find out,
right.
okay, we're gonna put that on the shelf to later. We're gonna put that right there. Now we're gonna focus on this one thing right here. So some of the information I got, we came over the
Okay.
game plan. We're gonna focus on this learning right here because this is good, but that comes later. So we're gonna put that on the shelf. That course right there, you got that's gonna work. But we're gonna put that once we get here. And so now that we've been
Right. Yeah.
we've been structuring how we need to learn. Because every season, you can't learn algebra until you learn addition. So you have to make sure you're learning the
Yeah, there
right
you go.
thing in the right time. Because some of us want to jump over here to the 5th grade. We ain't past the 2nd grade. So we got to learn this stuff here first.
Oh, that part. That part. Hey, Steven,
What's up,
Justin wants to
buddy?
ask you something. Kenny?
So why, if you can't ride one, why that you could only ride one bike and not two, and you could ride two skates but not one?
Because you think about it. One bicycle got 2 tires, right? But you got to think about it. If you own 2 bicycles, you have to have one leg on, and you know what? We in a different day, so sometimes somebody might can figure something out I just ain't thought about. But you want to make sure you're not. The whole thing is you don't want to try to do too much and end up losing both.
Right.
Because if you got 2 bicycles,
Exactly. Can you imagine trying to ride 2 bikes?
Yeah, if you got 2 bicycles, you got how you got to steer, you got to paddle, you got to have both feet to paddle on one bike, right?
Pedal on one and then pedal on another.
No, I think what he's saying is it'll be difficult. Yes,
and
it's
then
possible.
stand on the seat.
It's possible. I'm not saying you can't, but it'd be a little harder to do it that way.
Yeah. He said it'd be hard. You know, imagine if you're trying to go up a hill and you're trying to pedal on one and pedal on the other. So what he's saying is, if you're trying to do too much at one time, it's better to just focus on one thing, get really good at that one thing, and then you can move on to the next thing. Because first you can learn it, and then you could do it, and then you can teach it. So learn, do, teach, right? You know what I mean? Especially in this era, we want to be able to teach people the stuff that we're learning. I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Think about it. How many cups can you drink at one time?
2.
Think about it. I ain't talking with a straw. We just had 2 cups. It's kind of hard, right? Let's you drink right here.
You can do it, but it'd be like,
easy. But you know, so you do both of them, all of it gonna fall in your face, right?
You be feeling all over the place,
so
bro.
sometimes it's best to do one thing and then do the next, right?
That would still be easy. Pour it on my head and then make it drip.
There you go. That might work. But
but again, the point is that you know, there's a lot of things that we can do, but we want to be able to focus on one main thing, expertise at that, and then move to the next.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Instead of juggling 20 things at once, hoping that we're not, and you know what I mean? We don't drop a bunch of stuff.
Well,
so
let me ask you this, man. What's
point.
some of the things you're learning right now? What's been a standout thing that you're learning right now?
Okay, so you know what? So like within the AI realm, the agents mode. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the agents mode inside of some of the chats and some of these AI models. You know, Perplexity, ChatGPT. So you can go inside of these AI models and have them do some work on the back end. So Perplexity.ai. This is crazy. I found this out on my own. I opened up Perplexity.ai and it has its own web manager. So you have Google, and Google's their website or their web browser is Chrome, right? So you have Google Chrome. Well, Comet is the browser for Perplexity.ai. So I was on Perplexity.ai and I hit the feature to talk to the AI, you know, just like you would in ChatGPT. And if you guys aren't familiar with this, you can open up and you can have a conversation with it, meaning you open up, you hit this button and it talks to you, you talk back, it talks back to you, and you have a conversation. So I hit this button inside of Perplexity, and what happened was this Perplexity.ai, it ended up literally taking over my screen. I said, can you help me make a YouTube thumbnail? And it said, sure. It went boop, 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 boop. It did this thing, and all of a sudden on the left side of my screen, Canva pops up, the Canva.com pops up, and all of a sudden I'm watching this and I'm like, whoa, what is this doing? And it starts making this thumbnail. All I said was, can you make me this thumbnail about AI? So I'm sitting here watching this live. I'm not touching the keyboard, and this thing is making this thumbnail that I just asked it to do out of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm blown away. I'm like, whoa. So I get my camera out and I start recording it. I'm like, look, hands-free. I just asked it this. Here was the prompt. I just asked it to do one thing, and I spoke into this. I was talking to the AI, and it opened up this Canva app, and it actually made this thumbnail I was asking for. I'm blown away. I'm like, wow. Nobody taught me that. I actually learned that on my own on accident. But I was just like, I was amazed at how, you know, where we're at now with the AI space, because the agents now can go and they can take over and they can do whatever it is that you ask them to do. Now, some might look at this as this could be a bad thing and be a, you know, AI this, AI that. Well, it's here to stay. And so the AI thing, when I found that out, I was really impressed by that because I'm in the AI space. And so to see that, I was like, this is amazing. Can you imagine what you can do with these agents, these new agent things that are here? And you just simply give it a task, and then you send it on its way. And you can have multiple doing it at the same time. You can have one making this thumbnail, one making the caption, one doing something else, and you can have them all tie in together. And before you know it, you have 10 hours worth of work done in an hour that you would have had to pay people hundreds of dollars to do. So to me, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I'm learning all this AI stuff. I like personally the content side of things. I like making content and doing that, but we'll get into that in a minute. But how about you? That's what I've learned in the AI space.
Well,
what about you, Steven?
in that space, man, like I say, I'm learning and I'm using it in different ways. One particularly is I'm doing presentation this week alone. I got 2 presentations. So, man, making slides and using Gamma, stuff like that to make some, not just like elementary level, but really being like, wow, spectacular, engaged, where it really heightens up your presentation. So as I'm learning that, like I said, I've never really, I mean, I probably made a slideshow, which probably took me a couple hours for something that was very elementary level, but now I'm able to do that in, man, no time, 10, 15 minutes, you can get a whole presentation that's like top notch. I mean, just take your game, and every time, like when I'm doing different talk sessions, I'm going out to the prison, I'm talking to my men on the rise or whatever, I'm putting together dynamic. I mean, when I say super top-notch curriculum information, now of course they put the information together, but I still have to take it there and teach with it. So a lot of people say, well, it's cheating. Is it though? Because you got to ask yourself, do you want to be known for having the information or creating impact that you getting the information to the people that's going to bring what? Transformation. Don't make it about you. Make it about the result. If you can help someone get a result, then help them with the result more than trying to spend all your time trying to get this information. You can do that if you want to. My thing of it is, I want to go, when I go to the prisons, I don't want to have to tell the guy I spent all day getting this information together. No, I want to be able to go here and give you a result, and then give you something that you're going to be able to help change your situation. So it's been able to help me compile my lesson plans. Every time I go and we make and these guys I'm seeing growth because of the information that's been given. It's really right on point. It's what they need. And it tells you something. It helps me better than anything I probably could have done on my own. And that's the beauty of it. And so it's been very helpful in me having those opportunities as I'm growing and being able to take information to those who really need the resources. It's been a major help with that. And I've seen great help with others in doing that. So I'm now creating other stages where we're going to be connecting groups where I can teach them simple tools of how to use AI from an elementary level. Even one I just recently did, I started doing it for my grandbaby. I don't know if you started doing Gemini Storybook. Did you ever do that one? Oh man, do this tonight. Make your man a little book. I got a book that I did for my grandbaby. They about the same age, and I did. Her name is Bree, and I took Bree, her little sister Lisa, and her mother's had a little boy on the 5th of this month, and so she like fairy. What they call them? Fairies. Little fairies, okay. So I made her a book. Brielle and her little sister Lisa as little fairies, and they welcoming their little brother. So they made a 10-page book, and not only that, the book actually will read to them. Cool. And that's what I'm saying, man. You can do something like that. You can make your little man his own book. He's now have his own book, and guess what that's going to do is encourage them to read because they're going to want to read their own book, right? And so that's simple stuff, man. So it's so many other things, but I'm just I'm loving it, man. I'm loving that, and also making my life easy because I'm able to focus more on doing what I do, and that's actually deliver the message to touch people because I'm a connector. I connect with people. I don't want to spend all my hours getting the information together. No, I need to be out here connecting with people. Yeah, being in the rooms and doing what I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And if I could add something, so for the people who are kind of, I wouldn't say against AI, but they're just kind of like, iffy about it. Here's the thing. I heard somebody say, well, that's what libraries are for. We're talking about AI and how much faster you can work with AI. And they're like, well, that's what libraries are for. And I thought about it and I was like, well, okay, so when you use a library, you have to literally get in your car, go down to the library, get a library card. And again, don't get me wrong, the library is great, especially if you want some time to yourself, or if you want. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking to buy your time back, like this book right here by Dan Martell, buy your time back. This is amazing because we don't have, we all have 24 hours in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day. So right now, I'm going from, being able to spend money, spend time for money, which is, anybody working 9 to 5, you're usually spending your time to make money. That, to me, that's all wrong. Like, I don't want to trade my time for money. That's the most precious thing I have. I don't want to trade. I want to trade, my money for money. That's the end result. But what I'm saying is, if we have AI at our fingertips and we can have it working for us instead of having to go get in the car and walk to the library and then read a book and then get the information, we can actually have it get the information for us. Now, yeah, there's maybe a disconnect in certain things, but if you allow AI to work for you, you're not going to be scrambling to get the information, like you just said. You can have the information in moments rather than days, because some people have to get on a bus to get to the bus to the library, get in the car, whatever it is. You got to get there and then get the information and then do what you need to do with it. But now the way the AI is working, we all know it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be incorporated in our lives, whether you like it or
I
not.
believe it's
That's
more
kinda
the
where I'm
fear
at.
of people think it's going to replace them or replace their jobs. First of all, it's not going to replace you, but the person who knows AI will replace you. That's just the honest about it. So you got to be ahead of the curve to make sure you're of value, because you think about any job, any business. The only reason why they're a business or a job is that it adds value to somebody. It answers a problem. And so why would you not think that's going to happen for anybody? I don't,
Right.
that's the end of it. But another thing of it is, it's happening so fast, it's overwhelming people too. But the key of it is, we already been using it. Every time you go to Google, every time you go to Netflix, you using
Yep.
AI already. So it's not something that's new. It's just a new
Yeah.
way we've been positioned to know about it. So we've already been using it.
Right.
We just didn't never think of it that way. And what is AI?
Right. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. So anytime you got something else that's not human that's helping you with that process, that's artificial intelligence. It's actually helping you with that process to get the result. We accept it when we watch TV or we go to Google and ask them for help. We accept that. But we
Right.
just not, we kind of got
Yeah.
thrown into the fire of knowing this other stuff a little too fast, and some of us weren't willing to receive it. But yeah,
Right.
so that's
Yeah.
all well.
Yeah.
But with that, man, go ahead.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, I was
yeah,
just
man. So
touching
I
that. Go
want to
ahead.
kind of take it a little more, man. I want to kind of talk about just some of the things that are going on with us outside of this, what we're currently doing in that space. I want to talk about some of the things that we find ourselves in our day to day. That, and I put it like this. I take it back here. Let's kind of build it up in order to take us forward. Remember when we met, and some of the things we always talk about is adding value, adding value. And when I think about that, I think about this: seed, time, and harvest. For me, if I ever wanted something in my life, the first thing I think about doing is what? Putting seed in the ground. Think about a farmer. Well, when they want to grow a harvest, they got to do what? They got to go till the soil. They got to get it preparated. They have to take the rocks out and all that, and then do what? Put seed in the ground.
In the
And then
ground.
they got to do what? They got to cover it. They got to
And
water it.
water
They
it.
got to fertilize it. They got to take care of it, get the weeds out. It takes time, but if they keep doing that process, over time, they're going to see a start. They're going to see something start growing. They keep taking care of it,
Boom.
keep watering it, keep doing what they're supposed to do. And guess what? It's going to bring forth a harvest. And yeah,
And
and
a
so
crop. Yeah.
I think about that even in our life. We want a result so fast and so right now, but are we doing that step by step process in other areas in our life? And so I wanted to take a
Right.
moment and just kind of talk about what seeds are we planting right now. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
before we actually say I want this, you can't just go out to the stove and say, give me heat, and I put no log in, right? You have to put something in before you get
Boom.
something out. Got to make a deposit before you get a
Yep.
withdrawal. type of deposits are we making in order to get what we want? And I even take it a step further.
Right.
What is it that we want? Well, I would say I just want money. That's a byproduct. That's just a vehicle to get to the result. Money is important,
Right. Yeah.
but the result is more important. So what is it that you really want? I'll give you another step. If you want love, you have to deposit what? Love. You have to
some feelings, some emotions.
Yeah, because love is an action. You have to make a deposit of love to others in order to reap love on the back end. If you want, let's say, if you want some, whatever that is, financially, you have to deposit some financially things into the ground in order to reap that on the back end. So whatever a seed reproduces itself. So you plant an apple seed, it brings what? An apple tree, which produces multiple apples.
Tree,
and that's the same thing I want us to really think about. Where am I at right now? What do I really want? Because if you really want a thing, what are you doing now to sow so you can reap that maybe 5 years from now, maybe a year, maybe even a month, it may be even 20 years. But you have to put something in the ground to show you this is what I'm intentionally aiming for.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And so again, for one of the things for me was investing in having this AI consultant, because when I did the research on how many consultants there was literally like 20,000 consultants like in the nation, which means a consultant is someone who is able to help you with AI consultant is someone who enables you to incorporate artificial intelligence into your business with ease. Somebody who can explain it so and help you learn it so that you can do it and teach it. And so an AI consultant helps incorporate that into your business. So when I looked up and did the research on my own, it was like there were very few for the demand there was. I asked Chad, I said, what are the top 5 most demanding jobs in the world right now? And the number 2 was as an AI consultant, meaning there was a high demand for the artificial intelligence to be involved in these businesses and the business world, but there were very few people to show and teach it. Because I mean, let's all be real. It's been what, 2 years since ChatGPT came out, 2.5 maybe, and things have changed so rapidly. So now, since this has come about, AI is really starting to flood everywhere you look. It's everywhere. And so, but there's still very few people that are able to teach it. Yeah, there's people that's learning it, but teaching is another story. We can all learn it on our own, but now to be able to get up and present things, like you said, using Gamma and using these tools that can help us, create these presentations and things of that nature. Like, there's a lot of AI incorporated, but it's not like just AI is doing the work. Because if any of you know anything about AI, if you go to use it, then you don't give it the right prompt or the right direction or the right question, it's not going to give you. You're going to be like, this sucks. This is AI is garbage. But garbage in is garbage out. So if you're putting stuff in that doesn't really make sense, or if it's not really something that you're looking to get in the end result, then you can expect to have garbage out. So with the AI world, it's just for me. I felt like this investment was key, because I've invested in other high profile, schools and in academies and things like that. But this one for the AI is like, I shifted because I was in the fatherhood realm, and I shifted because I'm like, if there's 15-year-olds that are learning this, and I had been seeing a lot of stuff about these teenagers and younger kids that were getting and making millions on this, and I'm like, everybody's learning this right now. Like, people who are learning it, they're not learning it 10 years ago. They're learning it right now. So why can't I? So I invested my time, my money, and my resources into becoming an AI consultant, so that I have this certification under my belt, because that says a lot. It shows that, yes, I've taken the time, I've done the research, I've done, the education material and the things I needed to step up and be this person that you can count on as your consultant in the AI realm. So I've invested in that. And for the past couple months, I've dove heavily into that. I've done all the work, and I finally got my certification the other day, and it was exciting. It was so exciting that it's like, but again, what I was telling you earlier is the enemy's crept in, and it just feels like, as much as excitement has been going on, I feel like, wow, there's just like, for every level, there's another devil. So But me being investing in in myself with my time and my energy, also my money, it feels like now I'm onto something. Now I'm really, really moving because there's good money to be made, and there's a lot of things that we can learn and teach people. And I want to be able to lift people up because we're not here just for ourselves. And one thing that you tell me every time I talk to you is, how can I serve you? What can I do to help lift you up, brother? And that's one thing that I love about Steven is that, oh, his laptop's about to die, huh, Steven? Your laptop about to die, huh? He gonna get his plug. But until he comes back, I will speak to the people and let them know that, one thing that Stephen has says to me every time, and it reminds me of Jesus. It reminds me of the story of Jesus. He asks, he always asks me, Stephen always asks me, what can I do to help you, brother? What can I do to serve you? And I'm just not used to that. So it's really a refreshing thing to have someone like Stephen come in and ask what he can do to help with whatever it is I've got going on. So, and we've known each other, just under a couple months, and we're making some moves. We decided to start our podcast, him with Men on the Rise and me just informing you. And it's really, it's a no brainer. Two heads are better than one. So for me, investing my time, my money, I'm home with my son, Justin, and it feels good to be able to be home with him right now. So the end goal is to be able to work from home and, spend more time with the family, go on vacations and really develop those relationships, because my mom passed away right where I'm standing. And
Yep.
the one thing she wanted above everything was time with family. She didn't care about money. She didn't care about, belonging. She couldn't take it with her. So she just wanted us here with her to watch movies, whatever it may be. She just wanted time with us. Right, Justin? Granny, when she was here, she just wanted time with us, man.
They miss her.
Yeah, and he misses her too. You know what I mean? That's a little jelly bean, huh? Right? Yeah. So again, this is we had a lot of good times with her, and I'm bringing this up because, at the end of the day, like, you could have as much money as you want, and I've never really been a millionaire, so I'm not, but I've had money before, and I've had money to where it was like I made enough to where I wasn't worried about things, and even then, it's just, it's not going to buy you love. We all want, we all want to know that we're human, that we're loved by somebody. And so at the end of the day, that's what it's for me. Is I got my family, be able to spend time with my lady, being able to spend time with my son, and being able to work on myself. And so, that's kind of where I'm at with it, Stephen. Being able to learn this stuff so I could do it, and then when I do it, I could teach it. So that's where I'm at in the AI space right now. Pretty happy about it. So
yeah, we back in the business. Yeah, thing about to go out over. So let me get on over here and get this plugged up. But man, that's good, bro. And so for me, I'm glad you're saying that, because my end result is it isn't AI. AI is a vehicle to get me to where I know my gift is. And I don't know if we said it here earlier, but it's two things. You can have your work and your gift. Again, like I think we spoke about it earlier, knowing what you have been gifted will help you to fulfill your calling. And for me, I know I am a connector. That's one of my gifts. You can have multiple gifts, but you need to identify what those gifts are. And then you have to operate with those gifts, because your gift will make room for you. It will make your life that much rewarding when you're using the gifts that you have. Let's say if your gift is kindness, some people are what we call an exalter. So that's someone who take it, it's their sweet spot to make people feel good. I myself, seeing you, Justin, I think that's one of your gifts. You are one who exalts people, and that's where it's when you walk into a room, you take it as an honor to lift up other people. Everybody don't do that.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't built
Right
like
on.
that. So to know that's
Right on.
your gift, and if someone try to suppress that, oh boy, you need to go sit down. That's like it's like
Right.
cuffing your arms behind your back. It's hindering you from being who you are meant to be. And when you find that, and you start using that gift, it will put you in rooms. It will put you on stages. It'll put you in places that you. The
Yeah.
reason why you able to, people always want you to be on a stage is why? Because you have a gift. And your gift is something people want around them. And so I hope you can hear me all this time I've been talking. Because I just realized my mic went off. It's like, hold on, now I'm doing right. But long story short, okay, I got to figure some things here. But that's the thing of it is. So knowing your gift and you moving towards it day by day is where you want to find yourself. And for me, one of my gifts is I am a promoter. I am one. I see great talent. I see great things, and I bring those to life. And so, even though right now
Yes.
I'm doing my Men on the Rise, and I encourage and I inspire, and also bring transformation into leading men. That's my gift, and that's what I do. So
Yeah.
everywhere I go, I encourage men. And the more I do that, I'm not chasing money. I'm chasing purpose. Now it's important to make money. Now I'm not saying go out there and just do everything for free. That's not what I'm saying. But look more for helping with your gift, and your gift will make room for you in places and state places and on stages and other rooms where you cannot pay or do enough to get yourself there. Your gift will get you there. And I'll give you one story and we're going to move on. I think about one person, particularly who had a gift, and he just developed that gift. And it took him from a low place and took him to a high place. And this is a person called Joseph. Joseph, he was sold into slavery at 17. Then he was actually his slave master, who when he got that position, he actually got so good. He was running the man's house, but then he got lied on by his wife, and then he ended up getting thrown into prison. While in prison, he was doing so well in the prison, he ran the prison, that he used his gift, which was to know how to interpret dreams. He interpreted some people's dream, and later on, they told the king that had a dream, and he needed his interpret. And guess what happened? They called for who? Joseph, because
Oh,
he was using
Joseph.
his gift all along, not looking for a handout, but an opportunity to serve. And guess what happened? He got an opportunity to help the king. Now the king said, I need for you to carry the dream out. So I'm going to promote you to be my right hand man, to run the country, be like the vice president of the whole country. So I say all that to say, you can also find yourself in prison, a low place. And just like that, you find yourself being just running the whole country in a high place without any middle ground. You didn't have to work your way through the steps to get there. But if you use your gift to the best of your ability, going an extra mile, showing up when nobody else is showing up, doing what you need to do and doing the best and better than anybody else, always going above and beyond, your gift will make room for you. And that's all I'm saying.
Um,
Don't be caught slacking, but
yeah.
get caught going your all.
Ooh-wee.
They're gonna catch you
Love
doing
that,
well.
Bubba. Love it.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
catch it doing well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I love that, man. It resonates well. Just it's one of them things where, you know, either well, it just seems like both of us are in the same, we have the same vision and the same goal of helping people out. You know what I mean? Like I was telling the people before when you're getting your charger, one of the things I love about you is how you are constantly asking me what you could do to help me out. And you say it in a certain way of like, what can I do to serve you? And I'm like, wow, that's just, I don't even know what to say half the time. Like, for real? You know what I mean? It's like, and here we are. You know what I mean? You push me to do things that, this whole week I haven't really done too much of really much, but just kind of like, relaxing. And I haven't, and this has brought me back to what I need to be doing and having someone like you in my corner. Master P told me something personally. He said, if people aren't pushing me to do better, I just don't have them around me. And I took that and I was like, I ran with it. Like, he's right. I'm cutting people out of my life that if they're not for me doing good, I'm okay with that. There's no love lost. I'm more for the people who want to see me do well for myself. And right now I'm in the position where I need to be a little bit more selfish. I need to focus on what I need to do for me to be able to. You have to have a full cup to be able to pour into others, and you don't necessarily have to, but it'd be nice to have a full cup to be able to pour into other people's cups. You know what I mean? Can you imagine pouring out of a half empty or half full cup? It just doesn't work as good as if you have a full cup. So right now I'm in that zone where, once I get up to where I need at least, where I can get at least, I could be of more value to people than trying to give little bits and pieces everywhere and giving from a half full cup. Then once I'm there with a full cup, then I can actually literally pour into people and not have to worry about the things. So right now I'm in that mode of, self-preservation, of being able to learn it and then do it. So now I could teach it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Man, I want to give this, and we're going to share this, and I'm going to get going because I got an early morning. But at the same time, I want to leave people with something to think on. And I got some stuff right here. I want to talk about this. So one of the segments that we talk about is let people know that these are a few things that we have to be intentional on in order to excel in your everyday, in your life. And a lot of us have a lot of great potential, a lot of great dreams, a lot of great wishes, and a lot of great things that we want to happen and believe it's going to happen. But we got to put some action behind it in order to it to happen. Now, God, I do trust and believe God can do things
That part.
we didn't ask for sometimes. Things still happen. I do miraculous miracles, and I think a miracle is something that you can't do on your own, but God had to do it for you. Now, it's not a miracle
Oh,
that you got a car, because if you got to get credit, guess what? You can go get a car. But a miracle to me is when God moved a tumor from your your body, and the doctor said you only got this amount of time to live. That's a miracle. That's when I classify as a
boom.
miracle. Not saying
Yeah.
God didn't do certain things. I'm not in that debate. But what I'm saying is,
Right.
it's certain things that you should be doing, and God put His extra, His super on your natural. He do that extra because you
Right.
did your part. And so these are some of the things I look at that I
Right.
must do. It's having it's making sure that I'm doing certain things every day, creating routines, getting the habit of doing certain things a certain way every day. Meaning you get up at a certain time. I get up at 6. That's what, and that's some days I get up early. But you make up a routine that you do these things. You work out. That's something I do. I get on a prayer call 6:30. Boom, and then I'm gonna read a book. 7:10 to 7:45. I get on another call, Zoom call. So certain things I have in my regiment that I'm doing, and it's all a part of my plan to get to a certain place. So when you start creating those routines, guess what? The results will happen because they're intentionally going to bring forth something. So I'm just sharing that something that if you don't have a routine, start doing that. And it's not saying you got to be busy, but your life should be fruitful. What am I saying?
Boom.
Busy is just doing a lot of check off. It ain't moving the needle in your life. But when you fruitful, you are putting stuff in place that's going to change the outcome of your future. You want to have fruit in your
Right.
future. You want to have results in your future. You want to have transformation in your future. So that's what you want to aim for, is being fruitful. And that's what you do now, not when you get it all together. No, you sometimes have to start moving in that direction even before you figure it all out. But that's one thing I want to leave you with is create a routine. Be intentional with that. And so, what's one thing, like I said, routine? What do you feel that's necessary for a person to win in their today and tomorrow? What's so important that you think is something that you apply to your life? Mm,
Consistency. That's like that one word right there is everything to me. Because one of the things I asked Chat the other day, and I'm gonna resort back to AI just because it knows a lot about me. You know what I mean? So, but one of the things that I asked Chat, I said, "What is one thing about me that is great that you may see that I might not see?" And it said that you start a lot of stuff, but you don't finish all of it. You know what I mean? And so, and I wanted to, and that was something I needed to know because, yeah, I have, what some might be considered uh
mhm,
ADHD, but I'm not allowing that to be anything but a name. And so sometimes I get things started and I don't always finish them, and it just kind of reedified that and saying, yeah, that is some one thing I noticed about you is that you start a lot of these great projects, but you don't always follow
mhm.
through with some of them. And so to me, consistency is everything. Being able to follow through, start something, finish it, and not just do it halfway. So consistency is key for me right now, brother.
Yeah,
So I'm glad you asked that because that's one of the things that, being consistent, it means a lot. You can't just start something and not finish and expect to get, the results that you're hoping to gain and get from, from doing things
that's good.
halfway. Right. So consistency is the one word I would say that's
Yeah,
key for
man.
me
I
right
would
now.
say, and I learned it from my one. Well, I ain't learned from him, but I heard it from him quite often. And David Shane's always talking about consistency is the cheat code. If you ask him, one of the key reasons why he was so successful in the space of podcasting is because he was consistent, and he over the years, and it didn't happen overnight, but when it did break, it broke because he was consistent for many years prior to the fact when it did happen. He was able to really, um, he was able to see a quantum leap in his life because, and then think of it like this: we think about sometimes that when we think about when a dam or something breaks, it wasn't it happened all at once, but it may be in that little drip or that little doop, doop over time. A year later, now boom, it's like even with, let's say you chopping a tree, it don't happen on the one with the axe. It don't happen the first time you hit it, but those 1,000 times you hit it at that same spot, it
Yeah.
caused a result. And that's sometimes what happened in all our lives.
Right. Yeah.
Just being willing to stick to it over the time, being consistent with doing that. What we said we're going to do, even after the feeling has left. Showing up early, staying late. Come on, Tom Brady. I don't know if you like Tom Brady, but
Oh.
I put him up. I say, people ask me, what's your team? I say, I don't like with teams like that. I rock with the greats. If I'm gonna watch anybody, I'm gonna watch the best. Why am I going? I ain't just watching the team. I ain't on that.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna
Right.
watch a replay on Tom
Yeah.
Brady. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because this guy, he was the last choice in the NFL round, 6th round. And still, look what happened. Over his time being consistent. His fault, what I don't care about being looked at as being the greatest player. I would never beat Mike Vick in running. I probably can't never throw as far as any other quarterback. I probably won't have none of those stats. But what I can do, I can get up early and I can stay late. I can do all these things
Ooh.
every day. And not only that, I can make other people around me better. He made some of the players on his team. He had very few A type of players. He may have had a few, but majority of the players around him, he actually made deposits in their life, brought their levels up. And guess what happened? They won Super Bowls. He didn't want the stats. He wanted the Super Bowls. Give me the rings.
Let's go.
Give me the ring.
Right.
You keep
Yeah.
all that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what the greats want. They bring
Right. Yes.
high rises with them.
Yeah.
Everything else got to rise with them.
Yep.
That's what greatness do.
Yep. Yep. With high tides rises all boats, right? High tides rises all boats. And that's what we want to do here. We want to rise people up, men on the rise, fatherhood coaching, just being the men that we were meant to be. You know what I mean? God blessed me with the ability to be a positive person in people's life. And, like Steven said earlier, like I have been granted the people have been asking me to be on stage simply because of my energy, and I'm a positive person. I bring a lot of good things to the party. So we're just glad to be here with one another to be able to serve you guys as well, because this is the start of something I feel is going to be pretty big. I mean, we're going to have guests that are going to come on here. This is going to be his platform and my platform. We're going to still have our own thing, but we're going to come together as a team, as a unit, and we're going to have some big guests that come and join us. We're going to do some pretty big stuff, and we want to see you guys here with us along for the journey. So we want to thank everybody here for joining us for this evening. We appreciate all you guys being here. And Steven, is there anything you want to leave us on?
Thank you, bro. This is your heart that anytime I've come to you and shared something with you, you're like, let's go. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're going to run. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to jump out this plane. We're going to figure it out as we go down, but we're going to make it happen. Winning is the only option when you get into it. And I love to have people around me who say, bro, we ain't got to know it all, but we're going to put our foot to it. We're going to go ahead and give our best. We're going to show up. We're going to show everything we have and give it all, leave it all on the table, bro. And so I'm honored to have a brother like you to sit beside, and we're going to go ahead and impact the world because we have something in us and we're called to do this thing, not for us, but to help others, man. So I'm excited for what's happening here and looking forward to sharing and meeting others out here, man. So y'all rock with us. Y'all see the growth. You see us moving into our space, but also we should see growth in you. And we want to get a chance to meet you, get to know you, invite you in some of our rooms and our communities, because we are here to help each and every one of us to grow and be all who we've been called to be. So I look forward to it in the future. Y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day. But we want to see y'all, each and every one of y'all, at the top. So thank you for rocking with us.
Yes, and if you got anything from this tonight, you guys, let it be this, okay? Your past is a chapter and is not a sentence, Your future is still wide open. Don't run from your growth, run toward it, okay? Make the decision tonight to show up as the strongest version of you I'm Justin with Justin Forming You. Stay ahead or get left behind. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next set. Thank you,
Be
guys.
great.
Love y'all. Thank you, Steve.
No doubt, my guy.
See you soon, brother.